Pop music is everywhere. It's the soundtrack to our daily lives, a constant presence that we often take for granted. Whether we are commuting to work, exercising at the gym, or simply relaxing at home, pop music is there, providing a backdrop to our activities and emotions. We hear it on the radio, in our cars as we drive through the city streets or along country roads. It's the familiar tunes that make us tap our fingers on the steering wheel or sing along with the windows down. In shops, where it creates an inviting atmosphere and encourages us to linger a little longer, and in our homes, where it brings families together, creating shared moments of joy and connection. But what exactly is pop music? It's a genre that's often defined by its broad appeal and commercial success, but there's so much more to it than that. Pop is short for popular music. It's the music that resonates with the masses, the songs that become the anthems of our lives. It's the music that we hum absent-mindedly, the tunes that get stuck in our heads. It is the music that most people in a particular culture enjoy. It transcends age, race, and background, bringing people together in a shared experience. It is often catchy, easy to listen to, and appeals to a wide audience. The melodies are memorable, the lyrics relatable, and the beats infectious. Pop music is constantly changing and evolving. It reflects the trends and tastes of the times, adapting to new influences and technologies. From the rock and roll of the 1950s to the synth pop of the 1980s and the digital sounds of today, pop music has always been at the forefront of cultural change. However, its ability to connect with people from all walks of life remains timeless. It's a universal language that speaks to our emotions, our experiences, and our dreams. Pop music is more than just entertainment. It's a reflection of society, a mirror that shows us who we are and who we aspire to be. It can be a powerful tool for social commentary. Through its lyrics and imagery, pop music can address important issues, challenge norms, and inspire change. It can reflect the hopes, dreams, and anxieties of a generation. The songs we listen to often capture the spirit of the times, expressing the collective emotions of a society. From Elvis Presley's rebellious anthems to Beyoncé's empowering messages, pop music has always been a mirror to society. It captures the zeitgeist, the defining spirit or mood of a particular period in history. Pop music has always been a mirror to society. It's the soundtrack to our lives, shaping our memories and experiences. It provides a soundtrack to our lives, shaping our memories and experiences. The songs we love become intertwined with our personal histories, marking the moments that matter most to us. Pop music also plays a significant role in the global economy. It's not just about the music itself, but the entire industry that surrounds it. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry encompassing record sales, concerts, merchandise, and more. The economic impact of pop music is vast, influencing everything from fashion to technology. The reach of pop music extends far beyond national borders. It's a global phenomenon with artists and fans from every corner of the world. It connects people from different cultures and backgrounds through a shared love of music. It's a bridge that brings us closer together, fostering understanding and unity. The study of pop music is fascinating. It's a window into the cultural, social, and technological changes that shape our world. It offers insights into cultural trends, technological advancements, and the ever-evolving tastes of the masses. By studying pop music, we can learn a lot about ourselves and the world we live in. This essay will take you on a journey through the history of pop music. We will explore its origins, its evolution, and its enduring legacy. We will look at the artists who have shaped the genre, the songs that have defined it, and the cultural impact it has had. We will explore its origins, its evolution, and its enduring legacy. Join us as we delve into the world of pop music, a universal language that continues to inspire, entertain, and connect us all. The 1950s marked a turning point in the history of popular music. It was a decade that saw the emergence of a new sound that would forever alter the musical landscape and cultural fabric of society. This was the era when rock and roll was born, a genre that would not only dominate the airwaves but also become a symbol of youthful rebellion and freedom. This era saw the birth of rock and roll, a genre that would forever change the musical landscape. The raw energy and infectious rhythms of rock and roll captivated the youth, offering them a voice and a sense of identity. It was more than just music. It was a movement that challenged the status quo and inspired a generation to dream big and live boldly. Emerging from the fusion of blues, country, and gospel, rock and roll captivated the youth with its energetic rhythms and rebellious spirit. The genre drew from the soulful melodies of blues, the storytelling of country, and the uplifting harmonies of gospel. creating a sound that was both familiar and revolutionary. It was a melting pot of musical influences that resonated deeply with the young and the restless. This new sound became synonymous with teenage angst and a desire to break free from the constraints of tradition. Rock and roll was the soundtrack to a cultural revolution, reflecting the hopes, dreams, and frustrations of a generation eager to carve out its own identity. It was a time of change, and the music was the catalyst that fueled the fire of rebellion and self-expression. Elvis Presley, often hailed as the king of rock and roll, became a global icon. With his magnetic stage presence, powerful vocals, and provocative dance moves, Elvis captured the hearts and minds of millions. He was a trailblazer who pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable, challenging societal norms, and paving the way for future generations of artists. His charismatic stage presence, powerful vocals, and suggestive dance moves sent shockwaves through conservative America. Elvis's performances were electrifying, and his influence extended far beyond the music. He became a cultural phenomenon, embodying the spirit of rock and roll and inspiring countless young people to embrace their individuality and pursue their passions. Hits like Jailhouse Rock and Hound Dog topped the charts and sparked a cultural revolution. These songs, with their catchy melodies and rebellious lyrics, became anthems for a generation. They were more than just hits. They were statements of defiance and declarations of independence, resonating with the youth who were eager to break free from the constraints of the past. Chuck Berry, with his infectious guitar riffs and storytelling lyrics, became another cornerstone of early rock and roll. His music was a celebration of life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. Chuck's innovative guitar playing and charismatic performances set the stage for future rock and roll legends, and his influence can still be felt in the music of today. His songs like Johnny B. Good and Roll Over Beethoven celebrated youthful exuberance and cemented his place in music history. These tracks, with their energetic rhythms and relatable lyrics, captured the essence of the teenage experience. They were songs that spoke to the heart and soul of a generation, and they continue to inspire and entertain audiences around the world. Little Richard, known for his flamboyant style and energetic piano playing, brought a raw and raucous energy to the genre. His performances were a whirlwind of sound and color, and his music was a powerful expression of joy and freedom. Little Richard's unique style and undeniable talent made him a standout figure in the world of rock and roll. His hits like Tutti Frutti and Good Golly Miss Molly further fueled the rock and roll fire. These songs, with their infectious beats and exuberant vocals, became instant classics. They were the soundtrack to countless parties and dances, and they continue to be celebrated as some of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time. The 1950s laid the foundation for pop music as we know it. It was a decade of innovation and experimentation where artists pushed the boundaries of what was possible and created a new musical language. The sounds and styles that emerged during this time would go on to influence countless genres and shape the future of music. It was a decade of innovation, rebellion, and the birth of a musical revolution that would continue to evolve in the decades to come. The legacy of the 1950s is still felt today as the music and the spirit of that era continue to inspire new generations of artists and fans. The birth of rock and roll was not just a moment in time, it was the beginning of a cultural movement that would change the world forever. The 1960s witnessed pop music branching out in diverse directions. It was a time of cultural upheaval and social change, and music was at the forefront of this revolution. Artists were no longer content to stick to the tried and true formulas of the past. Instead, they sought to push boundaries, experiment with new sounds, and express their individuality in ways that had never been done before. The British invasion, spearheaded by the Beatles, took the world by storm. This movement saw British bands dominating the American charts and influencing countless musicians around the globe. The Beatles, with their innovative approach to songwriting and recording, were at the heart of this phenomenon. The Fab Four, with their catchy melodies, tight harmonies, and mop-top haircuts, became a global phenomenon. Their music evolved rapidly from the simple, infectious pop of their early hits to the more complex and experimental sounds of their later albums. Songs like A Hard Day's Night and Help showcased their ability to craft perfect pop songs, while albums like Rubber Soul and Revolver demonstrated their willingness to explore new musical territories. Their music, ranging from the optimistic energy of Love Me Do to the introspective lyrics of Yesterday, captured the hearts of millions. The Beatles' influence extended beyond their music. They also had a profound impact on fashion, film, and popular culture as a whole. Their groundbreaking album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, is often cited as one of the greatest albums of all time, a testament to their creativity and innovation. The Rolling Stones, with their blues-infused rock and rebellious attitude, offered a grittier alternative. While the Beatles were seen as the clean-cut, lovable lads from Liverpool, the Rolling Stones embraced a more rebellious image. Their music was raw, energetic, and often controversial, reflecting the turbulent times in which they lived. Led by Mick Jagger's raw vocals and Keith Richards' iconic guitar riffs, they became synonymous with the counterculture movement. Songs like Satisfaction and Paint It Black became anthems for a generation disillusioned with the status quo. The Rolling Stones' live performances were legendary, known for their energy, charisma, and unpredictability. The 1960s also saw the rise of soul music, with artists like Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, and Otis Redding captivating audiences with their powerful vocals and emotionally charged performances. Soul music provided a voice for the African American community during a time of significant social change, and its influence can still be felt today. Franklin's powerhouse vocals on Respect became an anthem for the civil rights movement and solidified her title as the Queen of Soul. Her music was a powerful expression of the struggles and triumphs of the African American community, and her influence extended far beyond the world of music. The 1970s ushered in an era of experimentation and innovation. Musicians were no longer confined to traditional genres and structures. They were free to explore new sounds and ideas. This period saw the rise of progressive rock, with bands like Pink Floyd and Yes pushing the boundaries of what rock music could be. Disco emerged, dominating dance floors with its infectious beats and emphasis on glamour and spectacle. The genre was characterized by its four-on-the-floor beats, lush orchestration, and soaring vocals. Disco was more than just music. It was a cultural phenomenon that influenced fashion, film, and nightlife. Donna Summer, with hits like Hot Stuff and I Feel Love, became the undisputed queen of disco. Her music was a perfect blend of danceable rhythms and emotional depth, and her powerful voice made her one of the most iconic figures of the disco era. The 1970s also witnessed the birth of hip-hop, a genre that originated in the streets of New York. Hip-hop was a response to the social and economic challenges faced by African American and Latino communities, and it quickly grew into a global movement. DJ Kool Herc is credited with pioneering the breakbeat DJing technique, which became a foundational element of hip-hop music. His innovative approach to DJing laid the groundwork for the genre, and his influence can still be heard in hip-hop music today. The 1960s and 1970s were decades of immense creativity and exploration in the world of pop music. These years saw the birth of new genres, the rise of iconic artists, and the creation of timeless music that continues to inspire and influence musicians today. From the British invasion to the rise of disco and hip-hop, these decades left an indelible mark on the musical landscape, paving the way for the diverse sounds of the future. The spirit of experimentation and evolution that defined these years continues to drive the music industry forward, ensuring that the legacy of the 1960s and 1970s will never be forgotten.